Whether they're full-size, mid-size, compact, or crossover, SUVs are flooding the market. There are plenty of choices for buyers who are looking to snap up a pre-owned SUV. However, not all vehicles are created equal, and not all SUVs will reliably help you get that garage sale junk back to your house. Instead, you might end up spending your hard-earned money on hefty repair bills. Remember, the warranty on these used SUVs has likely expired, leaving you on your own. Today, we will break down 10 used SUVs made since 2020 that have become more notoriously unreliable than others. We use the Consumer Reports reliability score to rank them from bottom to top. CR takes a look at 17 potential trouble spots, ranging from the engine, transmission, and suspension to the electrical system, and weighs the severity of each problem, all based on thousands of owner survey feedback. Before we go, if you're new here, please take a second to subscribe so you won't miss our future videos. 2020 GMC Arcadia. Starting off the list is the GMC Arcadia. Initially came out as a full-size crossover, the Arcadia switched over to a smaller, mid-size form factor during its 2017 redesign, which saw the model drop 7 inches off its length and 700 pounds off its weight. According to the automaker, this upgraded model is designed to provide more technology, better comfort, and help owners travel safely. However, the defective electrical system, noises, and leaks create a different reality for owners. Consumer Reports gave the 2020 GMC Arcadia a reliability rating of 37 out of 100. The leading issues found in the model were its climate control system, electronics, and overall build quality. Owners of the model also noted issues with rough shifts from the 9-speed auto, as well as various air and water leaks due to issues with the hoses. To date, the 2020 GMC Arcadia has had 6 recalls, most serious of which were missing bolts in the powertrain that could result in a transmission oil leak, leading to a loss of power while driving. 2020 Lincoln Aviator. Moving across the street to its crosstown rival, the Lincoln Aviator takes the 9th spot, proving that just because a brand is more luxurious doesn't mean it'll be more reliable. The 2020 model marked the beginning of the Aviator's second generation following a 15-year hiatus. Based on the Ford Explorer, a bad sign as you'll soon see, the Aviator is offered with 2 engine options. Both are paired with a 10-speed automatic that connects to a rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive system. And don't be mistaken, it is a brand's gorgeous-looking SUV, and you can get your hands on a pre-owned one for under $35,000 if you don't mind dealing with some issues. The 3-row mid-sized SUV only received a 22 out of 100 score from Consumer Reports for reliability. The main pain points included the powertrain, transmission, and in-car electronics. Various owners have complained particularly about issues with the transmission slipping or entirely failing. And 16 recalls have been placed on the Aviator to date, with many relating to the electrical systems in the car, and a few dealing with the powertrain. One owner reported, "It wasn't more than 24 hours since I drove it off the lot that I had my first problem, a leaky sunroof. A week or so later, it was seat belts that didn't work, and now it's been in the shop for nearly a week for computer malfunctions, which had my crash detection set off when driving on a quiet road." 2020 Jeep Wrangler. While the Jeep Wrangler can trace its lineage back to the ever-dependable Willys Jeep that helped the Allies win World War II, its current iteration is far from reliable. The iconic boxy SUV is officially in its 4th generation, which first appeared in 2017. Offered in a great deal of configurations, the Wrangler is offered in both a 2- and 4-door body, with engines ranging from a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder to a 3.6-liter V6 that makes 285 horsepower. Not only is an 8-speed automatic available, but so is a 6-speed manual. An average used car price of $27,000, the 2020 Wrangler was a relatively cheap way to get one of the most iconic SUVs in history, but at the cost of reliability headaches. Consumer Reports delivered a reliability rating of just 20 out of 100 for the 2020 model. Particular issues included the powertrain, as well as the steering and suspension. Many owners reported their steering jerking wildly, known as death wobbling, when the Wrangler would go over bumpy roads at highway speeds, resulting in a class action lawsuit which was settled in mid-2023 in favor of the owners. 2022 Audi Q3. Taking the 7th spot, we jump to the other side of the ocean and get our first entry from Germany. The Audi Q3 is the brand's cheapest SUV offering and also its most unreliable. Only in its second generation, the Q3 is among the smallest SUVs on this list. Powering the 2022 Audi Q3 is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that paired with an 8-speed automatic that directs power to all 4 wheels through Audi's famous Quattro system. With an average used price under $30,000, the 2022 Audi Q3 was a good way to get a taste of what European luxury had to offer. Unfortunately, those that took the leap were met with a handful of failing systems. Consumer Reports gave the crossover a rating of 16 out of 100, citing issues with the powertrain, fuel system, brakes, and climate control. Owners have particularly been up in arms with constant issues with the SUV's infotainment system, which can seem like it has a mind of its own or straight up refuse to work. 2021 Volkswagen Atlas. Moving to Audi's parent company, the Volkswagen Atlas takes the 6th spot. First introduced in 2017, the Atlas is one of VW's newest products and is still in its first generation. Occupying the mid-sized SUV slot, the Atlas is great for those who don't want a behemoth of a vehicle but still want a cramped third row. Powering the 2021 model is either a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder or a 3.6-liter V6. Both engines are paired with an 8-speed automatic as well as an optional all-wheel drive system. At around $25,000, the 2021 Atlas was one of the cheapest 3-year-old German SUVs anyone could buy. But as per Consumer Reports, you would do much better avoiding it. A reliability rating of just 14 out of 100 contributed by issues with the engine, brakes, electronics, and overall build quality. Many owners have complained about loose trim pieces, rattling doors, and a host of other build quality issues. To date, 16 recalls have been placed on the 2021 Atlas, the most serious of which was a possible fractured steering knuckle, which could cause the loss of vehicle steering. Before we jump to the next SUV, I want to share something that's made a huge difference in my daily life: Factor meals. I've been using Factor for a while now, and it's been incredible. They deliver fresh, never frozen meals right to your door, all approved by dietitians. For someone like me who's always running around and working on content, having a nutritious meal ready in just 2 minutes is a game changer. What really stands out to me is the variety. Every week, there are 35 different meals and over 60 add-ons to choose from. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Factor has something delicious and healthy for every meal. It's helped me stay on track with my eating habits without any extra effort. Honestly, Factor has made my life so much easier. I get more time to focus on my YouTube videos and less time worrying about what to eat. The meals are tasty, and they keep me fueled throughout the day. Plus, keeping kitchen time to a minimum is a huge bonus. No shopping, prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. Just heat up and enjoy. If you want to make your life simpler and enjoy some fantastic meals, check out factor75.com or click the link below. Use code SUVGeek50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month. That's code SUVGeek50 at factor75.com. 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. In the next spot on our list, we move back to the US automaker with the 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. As part of the newest 5th generation of the Grand Cherokee line, the Grand Cherokee L added 6.9 inches to the previous generation's 2-row model and squeezed in a 3rd row of seats. While the non-L version was produced in the same factory that first built the Grand Cherokee, the L was assembled in a completely new factory, possibly contributing to its reliability and discrepancy. Powering the SUV is a choice of either a 3.6-liter V6 making 290 horsepower or a 5.7-liter V8 Hemi cranking out 357 horsepower, both paired with an 8-speed automatic. Following testing, Consumer Reports slapped the Grand Cherokee L with a reliability score of 13 out of 100. The major issues with it included the powertrain, transmission, electronics, as well as an assortment of noises and leaks. Owners have reported anything from the transmission dying to struts coming loose, in addition to the usual problems with unresponsive infotainment systems. 2021 GMC Yukon. The GMC Yukon is regularly seen among the best-selling full-sized SUVs year after year. The 2021 model was the first in the Yukon's latest 5th-generation iteration. Behind the Yukon's imposing grille sits one of 3 powerful engines, a 3-liter 6-cylinder turbo diesel making 277 horsepower, a 355 horsepower 5.3-liter V8, or a top-of-the-line 6.2-liter V8 outputting 420 horsepower. Yes, they are quite powerful engines, but reliability? Not so much. The big SUV received 12 out of 100 from CR. The main issues that cropped up were in the engine, powertrain, and fuel system. Owners have been critical of the SUV's transmission, which can slip at low speeds or clunk when changing gears. One owner wrote, "My new 2021 Yukon with 3,000 miles on it already has an engine failure. The dealer says a lifter failed, which in turn damaged a pushrod." Currently, there have been 11 recalls issued for the model, ranging from improperly functioning seatbelts to a malfunctioning fuel system that can result in a vehicle stall. 2021 Chevy Suburban and Tahoe. The more astute among you may already know what the next model will be. As the GMC Yukon is a badge-engineered version of the Chevy Suburban and Tahoe, it only makes sense that its siblings would share in its poor reliability. As with the Yukon, the 2021 Tahoe model was the first in its newest generation. The same 3 engine options and transmission are found in the 2021 Tahoe and Suburban. Along with sharing the powertrain, both trucks share the Yukon's 12 out of 100 reliability rating, adding on issues with steering and electronics as well. The fuel system has particularly been called out by owners who have dealt with their SUVs refusing to start due to no fuel delivery. Outdoing the Yukon, the Tahoe has 13 recalls to its name, with the most serious relating to a possible driveshaft failure resulting in sudden loss of power. 2021 Ford Explorer. Taking the silver in this list is the 2020 Ford Explorer. Ford's workhorse SUV has been running strong since 1990, with the 2020 model marking the start of its 5th generation. Powering the Explorer are 4 engine options that range from a 2.3-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder to all the way up to a 3-liter turbocharged V6. A pre-owned price just below $25,000, the Explorer was a great way to get a 3-row SUV, if it wasn't so unreliable. Consumer Reports bestowed a rating of 12 out of 100 for the SUV, pointing out issues with the powertrain, transmission, and body hardware. Owners pointed to many issues with the transmission, particularly for its rough, jerky shifting. Numerous complaints about loose trimming, as well as random squeaks and noises around the SUV were also brought up. To date, the 2020 Ford Explorer has had a staggering 22 recalls placed on just about any system you can think of, most concerning of which is a possible disconnecting driveshaft, which could result in loss of power or allowing the car to roll away even when parked. 2022 Volvo XC60 plug-in hybrid. The SUV taking the gold might come as a surprise to many, making its way from Sweden, though many models were not made in Sweden anymore. The 2022 Volvo XC60 plug-in hybrid is the least reliable SUV on this list. While Volvo doesn't make the most reliable cars, XC60 PHEV proves to be a massive outlier for the brand. Introduced during the XC60's 2nd generation, the plug-in hybrid version has missed the mark for reliability by a big margin. Powering this SUV is a 2-liter 4-cylinder paired with a hybrid system, combining for an output of 400 horsepower. Following hundreds of owner feedback and its own testing, Consumer Reports gave the 2022 Volvo XC60 PHEV a score of just 4 out of 100, presenting issues with the powertrain, battery, climate control, electrical, and overall build quality. Issues with the hybrid system refusing to charge or power the car had seriously sunk the reliability of this SUV. Furthermore, many owners complained about the absolute nightmare that the infotainment system on the XC60 was to use, when it decided to even work. So that's the list, the 10 most unreliable SUVs since 2020. Were there any surprises that made the list? Let us know down in the comments below. And while you're there, feel free to share some of your unreliable SUV horror stories. Remember, if you like videos like these, consider liking and subscribing.